Lecimy dalej z Assassin's Creed Valhalla ŚWIT RAGNAROKU. Brokur powinien już być gotowy z powrotem. No i to idziemy się spotkać, nie? Mamy noc, więc zaczynamy. O, jeszcze teraz spośród wszystkich naszych wrogów Sinmara jest najbardziej bezwzględna. Pamiętam, kiedy byli z Surturem zagorzałymi rywalami. Stała na czele przewrotu, który miał go obalić. Niebal zdobyła jego koronę, ale wtedy ogłosili ślub. Nie wiem, jakiego dobili wtedy targu, ale musimy zawsze uważać na jej spiski. Odyn do dorastającego Baldra.
Asgard has abandoned us.
3 times it stung me. 3 on the hand, then the neck, oh, then on my eyeball.
A true master would ignore such trifles.
Trifles? That gadfly was the size of a squirrel. A big one.
An ogre could tear me limb from limb, and still my severed hands would finish the job. That is focus. That is passion. That is horseshit.
Master Broker, I'm glad you have made it home. And your brother? Did you find him?
Yeah, you never did say where he was.
I believe Sindri went adventuring.
Adventuring? No, that's not it. He went to find the special mead. Had a hankering, he said.
Special meat.
Yeah, the special mead.
Sutunga's special meat?
What's that frosty arse got to do with it? We ain't in Jotunheim, in case you hadn't noticed. Well, there's this mead they make down at the brewery. So sweet, well, it's bloody sweet, all right? Anyway, Sindri had an itch for it. Just a horn or two, he said. So, off he goes. That was half a moon ago. I told him not to do it. Too many giants out there, but he wouldn't listen. Him and his cravings.
Where can I find this brewery?
Aylthorpe, southeast of here, other side of the marsh. Can't miss it. You're going to rescue him?
I will find him, yes. And afterwards you and he will repay me by helping Evildee with a job I need done.
Now hold on, we didn't,
Good. We have a deal. That gadfly? It was Loki. Thor himself could not have withstood the sting.
O kurde. No to idziemy braciszka uratować, tak? Sindriego. No to jak w God of War. Ale mam nadzieję, że w tym roku doczekamy się Ragnaroku. Tutaj mamy Ragnarok, ale ten mocniejszy jeszcze nadejdzie. No to cóż, jesteśmy gdzieś tutaj. Musimy uratować Sindriego. No spróbujemy tutaj się dostać. Zaraz się widzimy. No to wygląda potężnie. Mamy te sztandary. To będzie tutaj.
The sweet scent of mead, fouled by the stench of muspels. Jagna too.
O kurde, tu są wszyscy. I teraz tu mamy jakieś zejście, tak? Tu mamy jakieś fajne zejście. Tak, tu musimy się dostać. Ciekawe, czy w ogóle drzwi są otwarte.
This must be where everything is stored. Sindri's nose would have guided him here. I don't believe in locked doors.
Kto tutaj ma? Kurde, ten ma jakąś nową moc w ogóle. Co to jest za moc nowa? Moc zimy. Dobra. Moc zimy niech będzie tutaj. Zobaczmy, co tu się wyprawia. Ostatnia, 5. moc. Zadajesz o 30% większe obrażenia muspelskim olbrzymom. Zamraża. Mogą być rozbici. A, nie jest to jakiś super, ale dobra. Sprawdzimy. O kurde, ale ich rozbija. Dobra, dobra, damy radę. Kurde, ale ich tu lutuje. Straszne. Wielka runa uniku. Spokojnie pani, spokojnie.
All this trouble for a few gulps of mead.
Ach, ogarnąłem to? O nie, coś tutaj... A, to jest pewnie do zebrania, okej. Jeszcze tu mamy jednego patałacha, ale... Tam już widzę kluczyk, dobra, widzę kluczyk. On jest gdzieś tam dalej. W tym obozowisku. Oby to był tylko jeden kluczyk. Dobra, moc mu spela. Ja sobie ukradnę.
I'm out of meat. Bring me another barrel.
Thank you. Much obliged.
Dobra, klucz do magazynu. No, myślę, że jeden może wystarczyć. Ale mamy wszystkie moce już teraz. Ciekawe, szybko. Wydaje mi się, że to nie będzie takie długie.
Been here. This blood is many days old. One trail leads in, the other out.
Wydaje mi się, że fabuła tutaj nie będzie taka długa, bo pisaliście też mi w komentarzu, że ona tak bardziej na 8 godzin,
Chain
nie?
was placed here. From the scarring, something heavy was suspended from it. I've carried enough dwarves recently to know they are not as light as they look.
Tak, tak, tak. O, krasnale są. Troszkę tej masy mają.
This hammer bears the mark of Sindri. And here, a bag of roasted acorns. Is this Sindri's special mead? Given the puddles on the floor, he must have taken a bath in it.
Wykąpał. Dobra, dobra, co tu jeszcze? Coś do góry. Ale myślę, że aktywności poboczne i taka cała mapka do zwiedzenia, no to... kilkanaście, kilkadziesiąt godzin, ale fabuła nie.
The Muspels have a prison not far from here. Jan's house, they call it. Some days ago, Sindri was captured while sneaking outside. He was dragged in here for interrogation. His belongings were seized, even his roasted acorns, one of the many dwarven delicacies I will never fathom. They tried to loosen his tongue, using the same sweet mead he himself sought. Almost drowned him in it. But the shelter has not been raided. So Sindri must have remained strong and refused to give them its location. Instead, he was dragged away, bloodied, drunk as a fish, but alive. Most likely to face further tortures at a makeshift prison named Jan's house. That is where I should go next.
Dobra. No to mamy dochodzenie. A, to jest dla jotunów. Dobra, tu jest moc dla jotunów. Spoko, spoko. Sindri musi być gdzieś tam. Kurczę, serio aż tak daleko? Gdzie wy go żeście zawlekli? To jest koniec mapy. Dobra, śmigamy na miejsce. Magia to miejsce mocy, to tutaj.
Place reeks of misery. More than I would even wish upon Loki, no matter his crimes. It's likely Sindri was brought here many days ago. I hope I'm not too late.
Dobra, gdzie go tutaj mogą uwięzić? Tu mamy jakieś moc jotunów. Dobra, pójdę sobie normalnie jak muspel.
The giant mercy. When I face them, I will show them none.
Over here! Help! Fortune favor you, Raven Bearer.
Dobra, tu jest troszkę ekipy.
Been roasted upon the flames. That body over there. I hope it's not who I think it is.
Kurde. Co tu jest grane? On jest w tamtej, tak? O, wątpię, żebym mógł to otworzyć.
I know this mark. Whoever he was, he had his hooker cruelly stolen.
Oh no.
I can sense that the Salakar was satisfied on this occasion. Was this Calda's first victim? And that amulet, the sigil. Sindri, reckless fool, all this was a meat. Oh well, it is done. I must return the body to Brokia.
O, niedobrze, niedobrze. Niedobrze. Kurde, to musimy zanieść to ciało. Dobra, to ja się tutaj na wierzchowcu ogarnę. Ale fatalnie. Ale fatalnie.
Dwarven hookahs, even one such as Sindri's, are of lesser value. Still, it can't be coincidence that Calda sated the Salakar with the hookahs of so many races.
Kurde, no.
A Jotun dwarf. Who knows what else?
Is this Sindri, noblest of dwarfs?
No, szkoda gadać, wiesz.
Sindri's capture. But the nature of his death, that was not chance. When the enemy realized they had such a prize in their clutches.
Who is this you bring? No! It can't be!
Master Broker, I share in your grief. Truly I do. Your brother was the worthiest of dwarfs. More so than you will ever know.
Oh, Sindri. No. No! My dear Sindri.
The funeral arrangements are being made outside. I must use this chance to bend Broker to my will. I must
A już Sindriego to szkoda. Kurde, on jest mega. Budowanie więzi. Ale Sindri z God of War to jest przecież w ogóle masakra, nie? Tutaj go nawet nie poznaliśmy. W tym Ragnaroku, ale... Dobra, wiecie co? Zrobimy sobie medytację. Bo tu coś ciemno, coś ciemno. Jak w Wiedźminie. Tu jest dużo rzeczy z Wiedźmina, spokojnie. Próbują być takim Wiedźminem, ale tutaj też ten dodatek pokazuje, że jeszcze daleko, nie?
rowing in one of these boats.
Jeszcze daleko moim zdaniem. Do Wiedźmina. Chociaż taki świat próbuje właśnie być w tą stronę, ale... O, to nie jest to jeszcze, nie? To jest takie rzemiosło, ale nie mistrzostwo.
Ease Broker's sorrow and make him amenable to my wishes.
You lied to me. You said you would save him.
I said I would find him.
That ain't my brother. Not anymore. What happened? Tell me. Everything.
As I neared the village, I heard a great roar, like that of a wounded bear. Soon after, I witnessed the final act of a mighty battle. Sindri beset by giants on all sides. It was he who made the godlike roars.
He always did have a deep voice.
He wielded his hammer and chisel with uncommon skill.
Yes, yes, I've seen him do it many times in the workshop.
Giants lay strewn about, slain by Sindri's hand. But then, one of cowardly aspect struck your brother treacherously in the back. Yet even as Sindri succumbed to the blow, he lopped his chisel and struck the coward dead, right between the eyes.
Sindri did all that?
So it will be written.
I'll cut down that oak tree now Sindri's gone. Can't stand the sight of it without him here.
Kurde. Tak szybko to się stało?
How can I talk with you when my heart is torn asunder?
Sindri, you son of a rock, where
Dobra,
did you
spokojnie,
hide your
spokojnie.
tools? Where could they be?
There's something wrong, Basil.
Everything is wrong. We're burying the greatest smith who ever lived, and we don't have his tools to put with him.
I came across some at Aylthorpe. If you want, I can fetch...
Those are just the spares. He never took his best ones from the shelter.
I see. How is it that such valuable instruments have been misplaced?
Misplaced? Don't be daft. Hidden, more like.
By Sindri?
To make sure no one else ever touched them. Particularly Brooker. Except now we can't find them.
You have no idea where they might be.
Well, they're inside the shelter, I can tell you that. Well, they can't be too far. Wouldn't be surprised if they're somewhere up high.
I thought dwarves were afraid of heights.
Not our Sindri. He was quite the climber. Now me, well, I prefer to keep my feet on the ground, right where they should be.
Dobra, dobra, nie ma sprawy. Znajdź i weź narzędzia Sindriego. Zawsze jak są jakieś narzędzia.
Yet their constant needs. It is exhausting. Oh, Loki. Friend, betrayer. What I'd give for a moment of your gilded conversation. Even the lies.
Woli z Lokim gadać niż z krasnoludami? Zawsze jak są jakieś narzędzia kowalskie, to mi się z tym questem z wieśka właśnie kojarzy na Undwik. No to było zawsze. I było w tym kajeciko i tak się odkładało.
Where would I hide my beloved tools? Somewhere high up, perhaps.
Dobra, tu jest jakieś drzewo. A myślę, że tutaj, co? Przyjrzyj się drzewu.
Nest looks like a promising hidey hole. If I had wings, I could reach it easily enough.
Dobra, dobra, na razie nie mam skrzydeł, ale... Ale tu sobie wejdziemy, spokojnie. Chociaż, kurczę... Potrzebowałbym moc teraz... Kruka, nie? Mamy jakieś kruki? Dobra, mamy jakieś kruki. Weźmiemy sobie tą moc kruka. To jest w ogóle chyba najlepsza ta moc, nie? Muspel i kruk to są najlepsze opcje. I jeszcze bym musiał gdzieś zdobyć po prostu troszkę tej siły. Dobra, zaraz tam wlecimy. I pyk. Dobra. Spoko, spoko. Ja tutaj ogarnę, tylko to nie jest łatwe. Przyspieszenie, lądowanie. Musimy się tutaj... Tutaj jakoś wylądować. Dobra, udało się.
The tools of Sindri's trade.
Kurde, nie było łatwo. Bo nie było tego znacznika, nie?
I must reunite these tools with Sindri's remains before the ceremony begins.
Dobra. Idziemy teraz odnieść te narzędzia, fajnie. Ale no z tymi zmianami ewentualnie tej mocy, to by mogli zrobić w czasie rzeczywistym jakieś tam zmiany. Macie 5 do dyspozycji i sobie wymieniajcie, nie? To by było chyba łatwiejsze, bo niekiedy musimy szukać po prostu jakiegoś celu. Czyli szukać na przykład teraz kruka, nie? A jak potrzebujemy Jotuna, no to skąd wezmę teraz Jotuna?
The disaster has been averted.
Now I see why some call you God!
You're making me blush. Still, I have my moments. Heroes die, but not their legacy. Such was Sindri's courage, that tonight he feasts in Valhalla, the first of his kind to ever do so.
Oj, Waldi.
Ivaldi has come. Perhaps he can be of use.
I'm here for the mead, not the company.
You dwarves and your love of mead. It's caused me enough trouble already.
It wasn't a dwarf who ransacked half of Jotunheim in search of some mysterious mead.
I wouldn't know anything about that. You know, old friend, now would be a good time for some grand gesture.
Like what?
A respectful speech from you, Sindri's greatest rival, would surely...
Ah, fuck off!
We must all make compromises. I can even give you the honeyed words. Time soothes the well of suffering, brings hope that sees beyond chill death, recasts the whirlpool of sorrow into the placid waters of the philosophic mind.
Are those words for Sindri or Baldur?
Baldur lives. Why would he need such words?
Of course. I didn't mean to... Well, you know. Fine, I'll do the speech. But it will be one of my making, not yours. We dwarves don't care much for poetry. Still, we can't set about making speeches until the torches are all lit up.
Ivaldi has come. Perhaps he can be of use.
Dobra, pięknie. Wszystko się tutaj zapala. Ale niestety, ktoś musiał zginąć, jak w każdej grze, nie? Fabularnej. Zobaczymy, co z tym Baldrem, ale mam nadzieję, że akurat tego uratujemy.
The dwarves have saved the place for me. This is a great honor that they bestow.
My brother. A true master. He was,
I did not like Sindri, and he did not like me. Still, he was good with the hammer, and the chisel, and the saw. And he knew how to work the bellows. Some said better than anyone. Even me. Brocker, your brother was a very fine smithy. I admired him greatly.
Master Broker, you've given Sindri an excellent send-off.
it's the least he deserves. But is it really true he feasts in Valhalla?
It is. I saw it in a vision. Come. Let's take a stroll. Now, tell me, are you prepared to continue Sindri's good work?
Helping Ivaldi was not my brother's work.
But the fine Sutra was. It's what got him killed.
Greed for mead is what got him killed.
It took courage to go after that meat. A direct challenge to Sutra's authority.
This is crooked thinking.
Seems straight enough to me.
You know, I don't reckon I owe you a bloody thing.
I risked my life to retrieve your brother's body. Now I prepare to risk it again. For you and all of Svartalfheim.
Bollocks! You ain't doing anything out of the goodness of your heart. I know what you're after. I know all about your lad Balder. I have ears, you know, even in my grief. So, don't pretend you're here for us, because I know—
Would you have me abandon my own son, and strive only for your salvation?
Okay, when you say it like that. I need time. I'm still grieving, you know. Let me think on it, all right? A little old think.
Niech będzie. Co się teraz dzieje? Idziemy po prostu przeczekać? Dobra. Będzie skory do rozmowy?
See if he has come to his senses. If he hasn't, I must encourage him further.
Wojenna ścieżka. Wkraczamy już na wojenną ścieżkę. Rozmawiaj z Iwaldim i Brokrem. Dobra, ale powiem wam, że tutaj, w tym momencie, to ja już nie widzę kolejnych schronisk, które już mamy do odkrycia. Bo questik się zakończył, więc teraz idziemy chyba na główną bitwę, nie? Ale jaja, bardzo szybko. Moim zdaniem bardzo szybko, ale zobaczymy, ocenimy na końcu. Jeszcze tutaj porozmawiajmy.
Good to see you're getting along. So, Broker, do you accept your duty?
Don't have much choice, do I? Last thing I need is a godly smiting up me arse.
Let this be the start of a beautiful new friendship.
To study the Salakar, I'll need the very best of tools. Too bad this workshop is lacking.
Bugger off! I got more stuff here than you can wag a finger at.
Doubt it.
If you find something you don't know how to use, just ask.
I'll be giving you lessons on how to use your own.
Bickering dwarves. How unusual.
Asa, you returned.
What? You deal with a fire nymph?
Not this again.
What news do you bring?
My stepmother is stubborn. I cannot push too hard or she will grow suspicious.
She has no interest in a trade.
Interest, yes. But not yet the will.
I don't understand.
The Salakar is all but indestructible. You, on the other hand, are not.
She assumes she'll catch me, kill me, and retrieve the Salakar.
Time is on her side.
Then I must strip her of this illusion. If I were to make a nuisance of myself, one that cannot be ignored.
Sinmara prepares to lead my father's next major invasion.
But if I were to disrupt her plans, it may force her to the bargaining table.
Sounds risky to me.
I once plotted and carried out the murder of Ymir himself. What do I care of risk?
Well, since you put it like that.
Where must I strike?
At Af Alvat Milna, my stepmother develops a strange army. At Jofursmida, she breeds beasts of war. And finally, there's Drekathorp, her supplies hub.
I'll deal with all three.
In the meantime, I shall return to Aetri. I will send word once my stepmother has become more amenable.
I'll return when I'm done. and I will expect answers regarding the Salakar.
Możesz użyć... Oczywiście.
Let's get on with it then.
Dokonaj sabotażu wśród sił bojowych. No to mamy 3 cele. Tym się będziemy zajmować już następnym razem. Fajny skarbiec.
Are you having a laugh?
Dobrze, spokojnie, spokojnie, nie denerwować się. Widzę, że tak będzie zawsze. O, tu coś jeszcze jest. Zbroja?
He wore it when his sons turned against him. Dwarves believe it to be cursed.
Przeklęta zbroja.
I think they'll mind if I relieve them of this malediction.
Okej. Dobra. Ekwipunek, zobaczmy, co to w ogóle jest. Co to w ogóle jest za zbroja? Może sobie użyjemy na koniec takiej? Kurde, mega. Niech będzie. Przeklęta zbroja. Od razu już jest boska, nie? To akurat sobie weźmiemy w ten sposób. No i dobra. Zniwelować działanie klątwy. Dobra, dobra, czyli jeszcze jakaś runa. Czyli muszę tutaj wrzucić tą runkę, nie? No, zobaczymy. Runa kruka. Wybuch Feniksa, a tutaj? Runa cienia. Gdybym ja wiedział, o której oni powiedzieli. To. Dobra. Czy to jest to? Dobra, ja sobie tą runę już ogarnę, ale... Secik wygląda fajnie, nie? Secik wygląda fajnie, będzie na ostatnią bitwę. Jeszcze zobaczę, która to była runa za chwilę. No i widzimy się następnym razem. Tutaj cała playlista, kolejne filmy. Do zobaczyska, hej, hej, hej.